Hello, everybody. Killatia, Chris Wright of Got Game here at PAX West 2021, and we're with Garret of Skystone Games. How are you doing today?
Good, Chris. How you doing, man? It's bright and early this morning in Seattle, so we're having fun, right?
Yep, as much fun as a tired bunch of old men can be.
It's so true. I know.
Okay, and we're checking out a few games that they are displaying here at PAX West. First one is Just Friends. Tell a little bit about the game.
Sure. It's The Last Friend, and it's basically a really cool, fun tower defense beat 'em up game that was made. It's actually one of the first games coming out of El Salvador. And the team there is super excited. One of the things about The Last Friend that's really cool is imagine a post-nuclear world where you now have a group of dogs as your best friends, which they are man's best friend, right? So the game is really fun. You can use the dogs in different ways to manipulate the lanes of battle. You can also, as your character, run around and punch and fight bad guys through the apocalypse as they come at you. And I think one of the great things about it is it really takes the love that people have for their pets to a new level, and they're even immortalizing dogs in the game and doing all kinds of great stuff with it. So it's super fun, and I think our launch is probably around September 30th. So we're really excited to get it out the door. The guys on the team are super excited to see it playable for everybody.
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of different breeds in the games of dogs. Can you tell us a little bit about those and what kind of abilities that they would have in the game?
Sure. So there's a bunch of different dogs in the game. The Corgi is always one of my favorites. Yeah, that's a favorite. Maybe just because I'm a big Cowboy Bebop fan, but we'll leave that out. But so different dogs can do different things. They can actually manipulate machinery and use turrets to fight the bad guys. They can offer you buffs from the top of your trailer. And they're very much integrated into the gameplay. So it's not just yourself running around fighting, you're also having your doggos help you out. And each breed brings something different to the game, and then obviously as we expand, there's a lot of breeds of dogs out there, right? So it's really fun to put them in and see people's favorites get into the game.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier that some of the pre-orders of the game, including having your own dogs immortalized in the game.
That is correct. So we have a system in place. Obviously, it's limited because we can't put everyone's dog in the game. But there is a premium service with, I think, is it like 500, Bill? 400 people can actually have their dog coded into the game and the dog's name and immortalized in the game itself. So it's a really fun service to fans who've been following the game for a long time and want to spend a little extra money to have their dog playable, forever. So it's really neat stuff.
It's not expensive either, 50.
It's only 50. Oh, really? Okay, only 50. So is it $49.99 or is it 50? $49.99, right?
Well, you also got to consider tax too.
Yeah, of course, right? So $52.37, right? That's the number we're going with today. But yeah, and to be honest with you, I think that type of promotion speaks to the heart of the team building it. It's really a joyous game as much as it's a fun tower defense. The guys had a lot of fun making it, and it's really cool to play.
Yes, and then another game that we have checked out before is an interesting take of like a the overcooked formula in outer space. Tell a little bit about that game.
Sure. So Spacelines from the Far Out is a team out of Brazil. They recently were on some of the Xbox broadcasts and did a great job promoting the game and showing trailers with Microsoft. The game is very much like Overcooked. You're piloting basically a 1960s spaceship, very Jetsons style for us old guys who remember the Jetsons. And you're not just piloting the ship, you're running the navigation system, you're using the power systems to move things around and draw energy, but you're also managing your passengers who are flying to their next stop. So there's all kinds of fun aliens. It's really quirky. They can get sick, they can get hungry, they get bored. So not only are you navigating your ship, but you're helping the passengers. The good news is you can do this with your friends. So it is a co-op game, and it's as Chris and I both experience all the time. The game is balanced for single player, which is great, but it is much more fun to play with friends. So it is a fun little time through outer space.
And so how long do you think will it be able to be completed with like single player or with co-op?
Oh, that's a good question, Bill. What's the full time on space?
It never ends.
Yeah,
One of the-
it's
one of the
procedurally
driving-
generated, right?
One
Yeah.
of the driving things that they had to say was that they liked Overcooked, but it ended. They wanted to make a game like it that would just not end.
Yeah, that's
Goes on.
totally true. Yeah, so in the instance where some of these games end, the space maps get generated and changed and everything like that. So it is you can play it as long as you want.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, when can we expect this one to be out?
So Spacelines from the Far Out launches on November 4th, right in time for Christmas, to get all the kids around to the TV instead of the fireplace and stick them into outer space and have them navigate a flight and manage aliens. So it's fun stuff.
Okay. Now, if we can get back down to Earth for a little bit.
Nice.
Yes. You also have an interesting zombie game called Undying here.
Yes. So Undying's been a popular title on Steam wishlist for a while. The game has a sad premise of a mom being bit by a zombie, who then has to get her son to safety. But I think what's really good about it is the way the game plays it. It's kind of a top-down view. You're not only playing the mom, but you're playing the boy who follows the mom around. She can train him. She can teach him skills. She can teach him combat. She can teach him construction, and ultimately get him to safety before she turns into a zombie. So it's while the story itself is dark, the gameplay is really fun, and it's a mix of exploration, crafting, combat, and it just it kind of sucks you in. I think the story grabs you and you drives you through your destinations in the ruined cities and things like that to get to safety.
Okay, now, obviously, the mother being bitten by the zombie, getting slowly affected, it's going to have effect on her physically and mentally.
So it does, yeah. So there are moments in the game where she kind of starts to break down, and it affects her skills and her abilities to do things in the game. And she kind of, the longer you go, the more she can like shrug it off in the beginning, but then ultimately it starts to take its toll. There's a day-night cycle in the game that's actually really good that the team put in to highlight, kind of puts you on an overall timer to get yourself to safety and things like that.
Okay, so now, if the mom does get consumed by the zombie infection, is there an opportunity in the game where you get to play as the son for a little bit as well, or that to be determined?
TBD. I don't want to give away the story and everything like that, but
spoilers.
yeah, no spoilers. But
It doesn't have a happy ending.
yeah, but obviously those things are factored into the design. So.
Okay, and when can we expect this one to be released?
So Undying is still TBD.
Special surprise this Halloween.
Okay, so I know my compatriot Bill is saying special surprise coming in the end of October around Halloween. So we'll fans of the game who've been so supportive on Steam and on wish lists, we have some stuff soon. Don't worry.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you for your time. And
Chris, thank you, man. Thanks so much for coming early. Chris is a trooper. He came really early to meet with us, so it's been great.
Again, thank you for letting us check out some of your games, and we're looking forward to them.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
No problem. And keep it here for more PAX West coverage.